In cases where you have certain features that you use again and again, this is a great application for the SOLIDWORKS design library. Instead of recreating features from scratch each time, you can store those features in the library for future use. I'll show you this in a second, but real quick, I'd like to show you another shortcut that not all users know about. In SOLIDWORKS, you can actually copy features from one part to another with a simple drag and drop. With both windows tiled, find the feature you want to reuse, and to copy this feature, simply hold down the Control key and click and drag the feature from the tree, and with both buttons depressed, you see a preview of the keyway on the face of the other part. When I release the mouse button, a pop-up appears. This window is asking me what I'd like to do with external constraints. What this means is that on the original part, I had a concentric relation that positioned the keyway on the cylinder. The SOLIDWORKS doesn't know what to attach the concentric relation to. I'll let the relation dangle for now. And because of this, you can see the features slightly off-center. I can fix the relation by editing the sketch, and I can fix the dangling relation by either reattaching it or deleting it and re-adding a new one. That's one quick way to reuse features, but if you're really using the same feature repeatedly, the design library might be a better approach. I'll switch back to my original part. The design library is located in the task pane, next to other helpful resources, like Solid Professor. I'll expand it and use the push pin icon to keep it pinned on the screen. The library comes from SOLIDWORKS with a bunch of preloaded features, but since you'll be adding your own here, you may want to create a new folder. To add the keyway to the library, it's again as simple as another drag and drop. I'll click on the feature from the tree and drag and drop it into my new folder. If I had several features from the tree, I could have Control selected all of them for the drag and drop, or I can add them here in the Property Manager. One thing to keep in mind is that I have a very simple part here that's acting as a base for the design library feature. The only external reference this feature has is the concentric relation. This is a good approach for adding features to the library, so you avoid problems, excessive dangling relations, and so on. I'll click OK, and the new library feature is added. To reuse the feature, I can switch to another part and drag and drop the feature from the library on the face where I want the keyway. When I let go of the mouse, SOLIDWORKS knows this design library feature needs a concentric relation and shows a preview of what I need to select to attach the relation on the new part. Notice in the feature tree the icon's a bit different than the first feature that was copied from the original part. With library features, SOLIDWORKS keeps a link to the original feature in the library, so if it's ever updated, so will the feature here in the part where it's used. Whereas the copied feature we created in the beginning of this tip has no external references. You could always break the link to the library by right-clicking and selecting Dissolve Library Feature. So the keyway feature is now in the library, and anytime you need it, it's a drag and drop away. This will save you the time of recreating from scratch in 3D, as well as 2D. If the original feature has all of the dimensions you need for detailing, you can simply create a 2D drawing and insert model items to import the detailed dimensions of the library feature.